Hello viewers, welcome to Mobilemaths with Kamchran. So today I want us to look at June 2020 paper 1. Okay, so I'm going to take you through this paper. Let's go to question number 1. The first question is saying express 208.9 in standard form. So what we need to do, we want to write our 208.9 in terms of 10 to the power of n times an a there. Okay, so our a can take a value which is 1, 2, 9, and our n can be negative or positive. Okay, so looking at our question, you find out that our 208.9 there, if I shift, because I want to have a number which is 1 to 9, I'll have to shift this comma. I'll move it 1, 2 times. So when I move it 2 times, it means my n there is going to be a positive 2. Okay, then my a is going to be 2 points, so I'll have 2.089 times 10 to the power of 2, like that. That's our answer there. Now let's go to the next part of the question, 3 significant figures. If you see 208.9, these are 4 significant figures. So you count 3 significant figures, 1, 2, 3. Then when you are on this, you check the next value. Is it 5 and great? Then you change 8 there. If it is 5 or less, then you leave it like that. The 8, you leave it like that. So in our case, we have our 9, which is 5 or greater. So it is going to affect this 8 and it is going to change, and we'll have a 9. So our 3 significant figures are going to be 209. Okay, let's go on to the next one. The next one is talking about correct to the nearest 100. So you find out our hundreds, we have got 208.9. The nearest 100 that we can deal with is going to be 200 there. Okay, we are done. Let's move on to the next one. Any number to the power of 0 is 1. 1000 to the power of 0, we get a 1. But now our question has got a minus there, which is outside the power. Okay, so our answer is going to be minus 1. If our question was like this, minus 10 to the power of 0 like that, we were going to get a positive 1. That's the difference there. Let's move on for the sake of time. We have 4 over 9 to the power of 3 over 2. Basically what it means, when we have a number to the power of half, like that, this one is 3 over 2. This 2 here, it means it's square root. Basically, that's what I can say. So for this one, I will find square root of 4 over 9. Then after that, the 3, I'll cube root everything there. Okay, like that. So square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 9 is 3. Then I will cube root these, meaning to say I'll have 2 to the power of 3, 3 to the power of 3. So this is basically 2 times 2 times 2. And we get ourselves here 8. The same for 3 there, we get ourselves 27. So our answer is going to be a plus or minus 8 over 27. Even if you leave out plus or minus there, it's fine. It's just showing that you know your numbers there, basically. Because when you have a square root there, it shows that you get a plus or minus values. Now let's look at number 3. We have A, B, and C there, and their elements are shown. So the questions are asking us to find the elements of A intersection B, meaning to say where A and B meet. So you find out this is the region there. Okay, that's the region. So we take everything that is inside there. That is our intersection. In this case, you find out we have 1 and 9. Okay, we have 1 and 9. So to write our value in set, because we are writing elements, you write in set form. So we have got 1 and 9. Okay, we are done. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is asking us to find element A union B. Then this thing here on the top, A union B, this dash there, it means when we say A union B, when we mix A and B. Okay, let me draw that on the Venn diagram so that I show you. We mix A and we mix B, then the things that are not in these two are the ones that we are talking about. You find out for A union B, and which is not in that, we have these two values there. We have got 11 and 13. Okay, so these are the values which are not in those. Okay, so then we are saying at the end, intersection C. So intersection C, already C is these ones. But when we, okay, let me write for C. So C elements are equal to 1, 4, 7, 11, and 13. Okay. So intersection, it means the things that are common in these two sets. You find out we have 11, 13 there, we have 11, 13 there. So at the end of the day, our values are going to be 11 and 13 there, like that. Okay, that's how we do it. Let's do the last one. It's saying N intersection. Now we are looking at N intersection C. I'm going to rub here. N intersection C, A intersection C, A union C, sorry. We are finding number of A union C. So we have our A is this one. A union C is this one. So what it means is basically we want all these elements that are in there. Because we are union, we are putting all of these together. You find out we get the values are going to be the numbers. Let me write the numbers first. We have got 16, 9, 1, 4, 11, and 13, and 7 there. So this is 16, 9, 1. I'm not writing in order. 4, 11, 7, and 13. So if you count this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So basically our answer is 7. The end there wants the numbers there. Okay, let's move on. We are now on number 4. Number 4 is saying solve this inequality. So when we are solving inequality, you can solve them in a similar way we solve equations. Okay, so I can take the y values on one side, the numbers without the y's on one side. So I'm going to take 3. This I can take the minus y, this one goes this side like that. Okay, so it means I'm going to have 2. This one, I take it this way, it becomes a positive. So I'll have 2 plus 10 less than 3y plus a y there, like that. So I'll get here 12 is less than 4y. I'll divide both sides by 4 by 4. So my y is going to be equal to, here I get a 3. So 3 is less than y. But we normally write our inequality starting with the letters. So I'll say y is greater than 3. It's the same thing there. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Now the next question is saying we want to find the possible values of y. Okay, we are now given another inequality. So the first inequality we are given is this one, which we solved and got y is greater than 3. Then we are also given y is less than. So if I'm to draw a line graph here, I can have my line graph as, let's have here as let me have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 there. Okay, so these are my values there on my Cartesian. So this is in terms of y, it's y there because we are dealing with y. Then for the first one, where my x is greater, my y is greater than 3, I'm here, it's a not shaded there. Then it goes to y is less or equal to 9. It's going to be shaded, this one. We can shade this. So the possible values are here. These are all the possible values there. Okay. So possible values of y, we can say they are, here we have 4. We can take 4 here. We can't take 3 there because it is not included. This circle without shading means we don't include 3. So we can take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 there. Those are our possible values of y. Then you can write that answer. Let's move on. Solve the simultaneous equation. Okay, so this equation, we can even do what we call elimination. I'm going to do elimination because here I see we've got y and y there. So I will see I have a plus y and a minus y. So if I add, I'm going to add here. Let me say add. So if I add, I'll have here 2x plus, I'm dealing with these ones, 2x plus 3 plus x, we get 3x. Y minus plus y minus plus minus y, we get a 0 here. So I get a 0. Y is equals to 4 plus minus 2, I get a 2 here. Okay, so this goes away there. That's why we have a 0 there. We have eliminated y. So we now have 3x is equals to 2. I can divide by 3 both sides and I get my x is equals to 2 over 3. Okay, now I can use this 2 over 3 to find the value of y in any equation. I can take, let me just take the easiest one, 2x. So I can say 2x plus y is equals to a 4 there. Okay, so here I'm going to have my 2 by 2 over 3. My x is 2 over 3 plus y is equals to a 4 like that. Okay, then 2 times that one, I get 4 over 3 plus y is equals to 4. So my y is equals to 4 minus 3, 4 minus 4 over 3 like that. So my y basically is going to be 4 is the same as, I can take it as 16 over, okay, let me take it in terms of 3. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12. So I can say 12 over 3 there is 4 minus 4 over 3 there. So my y is equal to 12 minus 4. I get myself an 8 over 3. Okay, so my answer is going to be 8 over 3. If I want, I can simplify it and say y is equals to 2 and 2 over 3. We are done. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. I've overlapped the given place there to write. Okay, we want to convert 3 or 1 base 4 to base 10. Okay, so when we are converting here, basically we do this. We can write, we say 4 to the power of 0, 4 to the power of 1, 4 to the power of 2. So this is going to be equal to 3 times 4 to the power of 2 plus 0 times 4 to the power of 1 plus 1 times 4 to the power of 0 like that. Okay, so this is going to be 3 times 4 to the power of 2, that's 3 times 16. I'll get myself 48 there, plus 0 times that we get a 0, plus 1 times 4 to the power of 0, that's a 1 there. So my answer is going to be 49 base 10. That's my answer. Okay, here now, when we want to add, let's now add here. When we want to add, we can say 1, 1, 0, 1 base 2 plus 1, 1, 1 base 2. Okay, like that. So when we are adding, we are going to start off with this 1, 1 here. So you find out for this one, 1 plus 1, we get a 2, which is our base. So we'll say 2 minus 2 there, we get a 0. Then we are going to say plus 1 on the next one. 0 plus 1, we get 1, plus this 1 there, we get a 2. 2 minus 2, we get a 0 here, then we get plus 1 there. 1 plus 1 plus 1 there is 3, minus 2, we get a 1. So we have 1 here plus a 1 there. 1 plus 1, this one is a 2, so we say 0 plus a 1. We don't have anything here now, so we write our 1. So you find out our value is going to be 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, base 2, like that. Okay, then for our subtraction there, we have 1, 3, 1, base 5 minus 42 base 5, like that. Okay, so here what happens is this: 1 minus 2 there, it can't, so we are going to borrow a 1 from there and we'll remain with a 2. So this is going to be a 6. 6 minus 2, we get a 4. Okay, then 2 minus 4, this 2 minus 4 there, it can't, so we are going to borrow a 1 from there and we'll get a 0. 2 plus a 1, which is a 5, we get 5 plus 2 there, we get a 7. Okay, 5 plus a 2 there, we get a 7. So we are going to say 7 minus 3 now, minus 4 there, we get a 3. So our answer is going to be 34 base 5, like that. So that's how we answer that question. Let's move on. Now we want to find, we are told that the mean of 3 numbers is 7, meaning to say the average of 3 numbers is 7. So the numbers we are given 4 and 5 minus 5 there, then we don't know the third number. So we can say 4 plus minus 5 plus a certain number which we can call x there, divided by 3 will give us a 7. Now let's solve for x. I can multiply both sides by 3, then these will cancel off each other. I'll have 4 minus 5 plus x is equal to 21. Okay, then this is going to give me a minus 1 plus x is equals to 21. So my x value is equals to 21 plus 1. X is equals to 22 there. Okay, so that's the value there. Let's move on. This question is saying we are given m is half, n is minus 2, and we want to find m minus n there. M minus n, we can say half minus 2. This is going to give us, it's going to be a positive there. So we can have 1 over 2 plus 2. This 2 is the same as 2 over 1. So we can add these and have a common fraction at the bottom there, which is 2. So I can have a 2 into 2. This one is going to be 1 here, plus 2 into 2 there, I get 2, then times 2, get a 4 here. So I'll get 5 over a 2 there. So if you want, you can write it as 2.5. Okay, 2.5. Now we have got m, n divided by m plus n. Let's do this one. Okay, so we have our m is half, so it's a half plus half times, sorry, this is multiplying times a 2, a minus 2, it's a minus 2 here, all over m half plus minus 2 there. Okay, like that. So we'll get ourselves here at the top there is the same as minus 2 over 1. So I can multiply and get minus 1 at the top all over. For the bottom part, we have got half minus 2 over 1 there, like that. So I can simplify like what we did earlier on, and I'll get myself, this is equal to minus 1 over, this is going to be over 2, then here I have 1 minus a 4 there. Okay, So this is going to give me a minus 1 over minus 3 over 2. Okay, so basically when we are dividing like this, is the same as like this whole thing there is the same as minus 1 divided by minus 3 over 2. And we can invert and say minus 1 times minus 2 over 3. And the minus are going to cancel off each other, and we get ourselves our answer 2 over 3. Okay, let's move on. We want to write this number as a single fraction in its simplest form. So what we can do, we can have a common denominator. So our common denominator, we can simply multiply n by 2 minus 3n. So I'll have here n by 2 minus 3n. That's my common denominator. Then I'm going to say this one into this, okay? Into this denominator, I'll have n times 2. That's the first part, minus 1 there into this again. I'll have there minus 1 times 2 minus 3n, like that. Then this is going to be, now we are just simplifying. I'll have 2n there minus 2 plus a 3n all over n bracket 2n, 2 minus 3n. Okay, like that. The n's there, I can add them together, this n for 2 and for 3 there. So my answer is going to be 5n minus 2 over n 2 minus 3n, like that. We have simplified. Let's move on to the next question. When we are talking about a singular matrix, basically what it means is that the determinant is equal to a 0. And how do we find our determinant? We find out for our determinant in this case, we say x times x plus 2 minus 4 times 6 is going to be equal to 0. Now let's simplify. X times x, we get x squared plus 2x there minus 24 is going to be equal to 0. Now we are simplifying. You find out I can have vectors for this one where I can add. If I add, I should get a plus. If I add, I should get a plus 2x. If I multiply, I should get minus 24x. The values that I can think of are x squared minus 4x plus 6x minus 24 is equals to 0. When I have these two numbers there, minus 4x plus 6x, I'll get 2x there. If I multiply minus 4x times that, I'll get this. That's how I've done that. Then now I'm now taking factors there for this one and for this one. Okay, so for the first one, I'll get x there, x minus 4 inside. Then for the next one, I can take out plus 6 there and have x minus 4. So I've got factors of x plus 6 and x minus 4. So my values for x are 4. So it's, you now say like x minus 4 is equal to 0, or x plus 6 is equal to 0. That's how we solve it. Then you solve for these and you get your x value is going to be 4 or minus 6 there. Okay, let's move on. This question is asking us to find the value of k given that. So it's like we have a function of f of x is that. Then we are now given another function of f of minus 1 over 3 is equals to that value there. So what it means is that for every x value, we are going to put minus 1 over 3 there. And we equate this whole thing to 1 over 6. Okay, that's what it means. Let's do that. So we will have ourselves f of minus 1 over 3. We said f of this is going to be f of, so it's going to be k plus minus 1 over 3 all over 3 by minus 1 over 3 minus 2 is equal to 1 over 6, like that. Now it's a matter of solving now. Okay, so here I'll get k minus 1 over 3 all over 3 by that one I get a minus 1 and minus 2 there is equal to 1 over 6. At the bottom I'll end up having k minus 1 over 3 all over minus 3 there is equal to 1 over 6. So I can cross multiply there. I'm going to cross multiply to simplify my life by 6 here, by 6 here, then to remove also minus 3 by minus 3 here, by minus 3 there. Okay, such that they are going to cancel. This 3 will cancel off with that one, 6 will cancel off with that one, and I'll get my 6 multiplying k minus 1 over 3 is equal to 1 times minus 3, which is going to give us minus 3 there. So we are now solving this part there. Let's solve it. Solving that part, we'll get 6k minus 6 times 1 over 3 there, I'll get a 2 is equals to minus 3. Then I take this one this side, I'll get myself, if I take it that side, I'll get myself 6k is equal to minus 1. So our k value is equal to minus 1 over 6. We are going to divide everything by 6 there. So the value for our k is equal to minus 1 over 6. Okay, let's move on. We are on number 12 now. Number 12, we are saying we want to find the value of this. Okay, so basically what it means is that the value of modulus of p there is equal to square root of 5 squared plus 4 squared. That's what it means. So this is going to be 5 squared, we get 25, plus 4 squared, we get 16. So this is going to be equal to 16 plus 25. If we add 16 plus 25, we get 16 plus 25, we get 41. So this is going to be square root of 41 there. Do we have factors that can go into 41? So we can leave our answer as square root of 41 there. That's the set form that they are asking us. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The next question is asking us to find the value of x and the value of y, given that p minus q is equals to 2r. Okay, so p, this is our p, our q, our r there. Okay, so let's do that. So it's going to be p, so we say 5, 4 minus q, that's minus 3, 2 is equal to our r, it's going to be 2r, 2 by r, xy, like that. Okay, so when we have such a vector there, let me put my 2 first there. So I'll have 5, 4 minus 3, 2 here is equal to now 2x, 2y. So what it means for me to get my value of, I can even simplify. Let me just simplify. 5 minus 3 there, I'll get myself an 8. 4 minus 2, I get a 2 there. So this is what the value there is equals to 2x, 2y. I wanted to simplify and go the easier way. So now we can say, or we can equate the 8x is equals to 8, it's not x, 8 is equals to 2x. So my x is equals to 4 here. Let's go for y. 2 is equals to 2y, so our y is equal to a 1. We are done. That's how we solve that part of the question. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, we have a salesman here. We have a salesman. This salesman's total monthly salary consists of a basic salary of 200 plus 2% commission of his monthly sales. So it's like 1 month he made a total salary of 560, meaning to say he had more commission there. So they are asking us what was the value for his commission that month. So we can say the commission is going to be equal to, so we can say commission is going to be equal to salary, the total salary. So I can say total salary here minus basic salary. Okay. So the total salary was 560 minus basic 200. So we get ourselves 360. So that was his commission there. Let's move on to the next question. It's now saying the sales he made for that month. What is the sales that he made for that month? So you can say commission. I can say commission here. Commission is equal to 2% times sales. I just want to find the value of the sales that he made. So the commission, we said it was 360, is equal to 2 times sales. This sales, I can say this is just an S there. So I'll have 2S there. Okay. And remember my 2%, let me not forget my 2% there. My 2%, I can now write it as 2 over 100, right? I'll get 0.02. Okay, so let me write it. So this is 0.02 times S there. To get my S, I'll simply divide by 0.02. 0.02. So my S becomes, this cancels, and I'll get my S value as 18,000. So they were like 18,000 cells there. 18,000 cells. 18,000. I'm getting 18,000 if I divide. Okay, so those are the sales that he made. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, the next question is tricky but easy. So me, the way I simply solve this question is to draw a triangle. I'm going to draw a triangle here, like this. Then we are told sine y is equals to 5 over 13. This is opposite over hypo. Okay, so my opposite is 5, my hypo is 13. Okay, so I need to find this value x there. Okay, so x there is going to be equal to x squared using Pythagoras theorem. X squared is equals to 13 squared minus 5 squared. So I'll get myself x squared is equals to 169 minus 25. I get 144. So my x is going to be square root of 144. X is equals to 12. So I have solved for my x value. That was the hidden part there. So my x there is 12. I'm going to replace x with a 12 and rub off this working there of our Pythagoras theorem there. Okay, now let's answer the question. They are saying find as a common fraction cos 180 degrees minus y degrees there. So you find out cos, let me just take cos y is equal to adjacent over hypo. My adjacent is 12 over my hypo is 13. That's cos y. Now to get cos 180 degrees minus y degrees there, you can now simply say it's going to be a minus of this one. Okay, so we can simply say our cos of this is equal to minus 12 over 13. You're finished. Let's go to the last part of the question. Tan y. Tan y is basically equal to opposite over hypo. My opposite is 5 over hypo 12. We are done. Okay, that's how we do this one. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, this question is asking us to find the median grade. Okay, so me, when I want to find a median, I can simply say median is equals to n plus 1 over 2. My n is 150 there. So 150 plus 1 over 2, I'll get 75. Now, if I go here, say 5 plus this one, I get 30. Plus 30, I get 60. You find out, and if I take it from this side, I have 40 something there. You find out 75 is lying in D there. So we can simply say it's D. Okay. Let's move on to the next part of the question. It's saying find the probability that two candidates chosen at random from the 150 obtained grade A or B. So we are going to take grade A. Grade A, yes, grade A has our grade A has 5, our grade B has 25. So we can say probability of A or B is going to be equal to probability of A plus probability of B. Okay, probability of A is 5 over a 150 plus probability of B, which is 25 over 150. Then we add those and we see what we get. We are going to get ourselves 30 over 150, which is going to be equal to 1 over 5. We are done. Let's go to, we are now on number 16, transformation there. Okay, so when you are given, I like it when I'm given a matrix. It's easy, you simply multiply and you get your coordinates there. Okay, so for this one, there are one coordinates of r, so you come and simply write r. So you should take note that this value that starts is x, the next one is y. And when you are writing, the first top part is x and the bottom is y. Okay, that's the important thing that you must do. So I'm going to have -3 here and -2 there. And if I do my row by column there, so let me just rewrite it, 1, 0, 0, -1, multiplying -3 and -2 there. This is my r now. So if I do my row by column there, row by column, I'll get myself 1 times -3, I'll get -3, 0 by -2, I'll get a +0 there. Then bottom row by column again, 0 by -3, I get a 0 plus 1, -1 times -2, I get a plus. So this is a +2 there. So my final answer is going to be a -3 and a 2. Okay, so coordinates, remember this is x, this is y. So you can write the coordinates -3 and 2 there, like that. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The next question is saying we are given this diagram, triangle P. So this is our P here. Let me just rewrite, and this is our Q there so that we can see. And we want to see how do we transform from P to Q there. Okay, so basically you find out this side, which is like this there, is now here. This far edge is like that. So basically it's a reflection. By that I can say it's a reflection. This is the reflection. Then we have to find the mirror line or the reflection line. So we can say the mirror line. The mirror line is what? So we have to be like in the middle. For you to get the mirror line, you have to be in the middle. Okay, so you can bisect, you can draw a line. What you can do, you can draw a line like this, and then you do your bisection. You can bisect there like this. This is how I normally do it. Then where it crosses there, that's your mirror point there. And you find out for this question, we are going to get our -half there. That's our mirror line. Okay, but that's how you do it when you're in the exam. Let's go to number 17. Number 17 is saying it is given that G is equals to, we are already given the relationship there, and G is that. So the idea is now for us to find the value of the, okay, let's connect it. So to remove this proportional sign, I'm going to introduce a K constant. So this becomes G is equals to K M over R. Then I can substitute all these values that I'm given there. So I can say I have G is 1 is equals to K M is 2 over R is 3, like that. Okay, so we can get the value there. Let's get the value of K. I can multiply everything by 3 over 2. I just want to remove that one, 3 over 2. So that this side 3 and 3 cancels, 2 and 2 cancels, and we remain with a K. And this side 3 times 1, we get a 3 over 2. So our K value is 3 over 2. Now the relationship, we can rewrite the relationship or the formula connecting this one as G is equal to, we can say this is equal to 3 over 2 M over R, like that. If you want, someone else can even rewrite it in a simpler way. Let's just leave it like that for the sake of others to understand. Now we want to find the numerical value of G when we have M as 10, R as 3. So let's take our relationship. We said G is equal to 3 over 2 M over R. So we are just substituting the values there. G is going to be equal to 3 over 2 times M, 10 over 1, times divided by R, 3. I've written 10 over 1 there so that we can simplify. 2 here, 5, so I can have my G is equal to 15 over a 3, and I can divide, so our G is going to be equal to a 5. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, this question is asking us to calculate the angle. So normally what I'll do is this. Let me just enlarge this so that we can solve this first. Okay, I first of all try to solve the angles that I can find in this scenario. So you find out this is a diameter, this one, and angle subtended by the diameter, this one is 90 degrees. Okay, so I can say here we have a 90 degrees here. Okay, that's first one. Then we have an angle that is subtended by the same chord. We have the same chord DC there. This angle 47 and this angle A there, they are subtended by the same chord. So this is also going to be 47. Okay, that's another one there. So we can say here 47. Okay, then the last part there, this small one there, I can say it's a triangle. So I can find 180. This is the triangle that I'm talking about. So I can say the triangle 180. So I'm going to say 180 minus 90 minus 28 minus 47. I will get 15 degrees. Okay, so this part here is 15 degrees. Okay, we are done there. Let's find another angle. Another angle that we can find is which one? Okay, this one. Okay, this is also 15 here, considering that this is the chord. This angle here is subtended by the same chord there. Okay, so I can also say this is 15. Okay, when I have this as 15, I've got a triangle. This one, okay, let me not use that one. Let me use this one. Okay, so this angle, I can find it. I have 47 and 15, so I'll subtract from 180 there. So 180 minus 15 minus 47, what do I get? I get 118 degrees. So this angle here is 118 degrees. Okay. Then the last angle that I can also think of and find is this angle here. So it's going to be, this is the angle, the tangent angle. Tangent angle is normally equal to the interior opposite angle of our triangle, this one. So it's going to be a 47 degrees there. Okay, now let's go to the question and see our question and what we can answer. The first part is saying BAD. BAD. So our BAD is B. Okay, BAD. So I'll add 15 plus 47. So that's 47 plus 15 there. I'll get myself 62 degrees. Okay, so that's BAD. Then the next question is CDP. CDP, okay, CDP, let me just rub off this. CDP, I want to remove that, yeah, okay, fine. CDP, C, where's our C? CD and P. Oh, that's the 47 there. Okay, fine. Let's find another one. The other angle that we can find. So here we said it's 62 degrees and here we said 47 degrees. Now we want to find CAB. CAB. C, where is our C? C and our A and our B. That's a 15 there. Okay. So we have a 15 there. So it pays off when you do it like this one. Then the last one is BCD. BCD. This is the BCD 118 degrees there. Okay. So it's 118 degrees. We have finished all the angles there. Let's move on to number 19. Number 19 is saying simplify that. So if we want to simplify this, let's remove the brackets. So I'll have a 4b minus 3 times 4, we get a 12. Minus times, this minus times minus there, it's going to give us a plus. So I'll have a plus 6b. Now I solve the b's there together. It's going to be a 4b plus a 6b. We get a 10b minus 12. We have simplified. The next question is saying factorize. We cannot factorize. Here we have got xy. There is no common factor. Here, of course, there is a common factor. So what we can do, we can rearrange this. Rearranging, I can have, let me just have x squared plus x, then minus xy minus y, like that. Okay. This way, here I've got a common factor of x, and I'll remain with x plus 1 here. Here I've got a common factor of y, and I can take out minus y and have x plus 1 here. So the factors are x minus y and x plus a 1, like that. Okay. Then we are now on number 20. Number 20 is saying name the regular polygon which is rotational symmetry of order 5. Basically, the one that we can have is a pentagon. So here we can say pentagon. Okay. Then number B is saying we have the sum of interior angles of a hexagon. Hexagon has 6 sides. Hexagon has 6 sides. So that's one thing that you must know. A 6 side, and the total sum of the interior angles we are given is 720. And then 3 angles we are given, they are 140, 120, 160. Then the remaining have that ratio. So what I can do for this ratio, I can add the total ratio. This is equals to 10. Okay. Then I can say the unknown angle, let it be x. So let it be x, the unknown angle. So adding all the interior angles, I'm going to have 140 degrees plus 120 degrees plus 160 degrees plus the 3 ones. I've got 2 over 10x degrees plus 3 over 10x degrees plus 5 over 10x degrees. This is going to be equal to 720 degrees. Okay. Now solving this, here I'll get 420 degrees plus an x here. Okay. This is going to be equal to 720 degrees. So my x is equal to a 300. Okay. So it means for us to find the value of the largest now, because we have not yet answered the part, calculate the largest, calculate the size of the largest. The largest is 5 over 10. So we can say 5 over 10 by our 300 there. So we get here a 150 degrees. Okay. We have finished answering that question. Let's move on. We are now on logs. Okay. Log x, basically when you are multiplying your logs, you simply add them. So log this one, xy, is the same as log x plus log y. So we are already given that the logs there are 6. We are already given that the logs are, we have got 6. plus a minus 2 there, so we get a 4. So log xy is equal to a 4. Our answer is a 4 there. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this one is a little bit tricky, but not that much, because I can rewrite this whole thing here as I can say this is the same as log square root. Remember, square root is the same as x to the power of half. Then when something is 1 over x to the power of 1/2, you can take a negative power and you remove this 1 over there. Okay, so this basically becomes log of x to the power of minus half, like that. We are done. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm saying. So when I do that, I can take the half there. So this is basically minus half log x. Our x was 6, so we can say this is equals to minus half by 6, and we get our value of our log there. Okay, so we'll get our log value is minus a 3 there, because this is going to divide 3 there, like that. Okay, let's move on. Number 22. Okay, number 22, we are saying on a map, 2 centimeters is going to represent 5 kilometers. Okay, and they want us to write the ratios there. Okay, so what is important is to know how you convert from one number to another there. So here I can say 2 centimeters divided by 5 kilometer to meters. I can have this as 2 centimeters. I can have this as 500,000 centimeters. Then I simplify 2 there, 2 here, 2 remainder 1 here, 5 0 0 0 0. So I'll get the answer that I get is 1 is 2 250,000. Okay, that's the ratio that we want there, or the scale 1 is to n there. Okay, let's move on. Now we have that ratio. They are saying calculate the area on the map in centimeter cubed, which represent the actual area of 4 kilometers squared. Okay, so we have also to have, this was just centimeters, the ratio that we had 1 is to n there. Let's also have it in terms of area. So area, you find out area factor is going to be equal to, let me say equal to here, not s2, equal to 1 squared is s2 250,000 squared, like that. So it's 1 s2. If we square this value, we get a very big number. I'll just write it. I cannot say it, it's too big for me. Okay, like that. So this is the area ratio there. Now when we have 4 kilometers there, when we have, so we are saying these are now so these are the kilometers there, basically. So if we have like 4 kilometers, we can say for our 4 kilometers, we can say 1 over, I can say 1 over this whole big number, 250,000, times a 4 kilometer there is going to give me something. So for this one, if I do this, my 4 kilometer there, I can multiply 4 kilometer to centimeter. It's going to be a 4. So let me remove this one, this kilometer there. I can have 1 0 0. I'm just squaring because we know that 1 kilometer is 100, 1,000. Let me just write the numbers. They are too much for me. 1 2 there, and another 6 values here. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this I've converted the kilometer to centimeter squared there. Okay, now we can divide and simplify and cancel off the 0. 6 there, 6 there, 4, I can take 2 out here again, 2 there. Okay, so I now have like 400 over 625 there. Okay, I now have 400 over 625, and I can simplify this and get 16 over 25. So this is the calculate the area then. So 16 over, we can divide again because they want in kilometers. 16 divided by 25, I get 0.64 centimeters squared. Okay, I think this should be correct. Let me just confirm. 16 divided by 25. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So this is our final answer there. Okay, let's move on to the other question, number 23. Number 23 is asking us, okay, we have basically, when I see this, I know we are talking about congruence, similar triangles and the likes. Okay, so the first question is saying, I'm not worried about this part. I know they'll ask this question here. I'm not worried about this question, this part. So they're saying the triangle, name the triangle which is congruent to triangle A or B. It is very important to take note of order A or B. So we are starting with A, then we go to B, then we go to O. Congruent angle, there you find out we have D, O, and C. Okay, that's the congruent angle there. So here I can simply say is equal to D or C there. This D or C there. Okay, moving on to the next question. So the other thing that we should also take note are these lines. They mean they are parallel to. Okay, then the other one is that they are equal. Okay, those are some of the factors that we should also take note of. Then the next question is asking two triangles which are similar to A or B. So you find out the two triangles are, the first one we have talked about D or C. We said A or B, D or C, and the last one is going to be F or, and then we go to E there, that triangle. So we can say F or E. These are the triangles that are similar to our A or B there. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. It's saying, okay, so I have to write this answer here. D or C and F or E here. Okay. Because the question is now saying calculate the length EF. So when we are talking of EF there, let's see our EF. EF, this one. You find out EF, we can relate to AB there, and we should now also take the sides that are also known. These ones that I was ignoring there. We have a 6, we have an 8, we have a 4 there. So we have to take those into account. So you find out there, from there I can say A or B. Let me say A or over F or, A or over F or, this one, because we say they are similar, remember, is equal to AB, this is my AB 6 there, over, I can say FE, okay, which is also similar to OB over OE. Okay, so we are using this, okay, from the similarities that we talked about. Now substituting the values that we have, AO is the same as OD there, so we can say it's 4 over FO, it's 12. We are adding 8 plus 4 there. This is equal to AB, it's 6 over FE there. We don't know the value of FE. So in this regard, I can ignore the last part here, which I was equating, because already on these two, I have one unknown, and I can solve this and get my FE is equal to 6 times 12 over a 4. I have multiplied both sides by 12 over 4 here, by 12 over 4 here. Okay, then I'll get my FE as 12 times 6 there. I'll get my FE as 18 there. Okay, I've divided here, 4 here, 4, 4, 8, 12, 3 times 3 times 6, 18 there. Okay, so it's 18 centimeters there. We are done. Let's go to the next question. Okay, this question is saying calculate. Okay, we want to write the equation of the line in the form y is equals to mx plus c. So basically, we are given the gradient. Gradient is the same as our m. That's number one. Then we are also given a point. So the first thing that you can do is to find the value of c. How do we find the value of c? C is the intersection point where our graph line is going to cut the y-axis. So like, let me draw. If our graph was going to be, this is x, this is y, where it's going to cut, this point where it's going to cut there, that's our C, intersection point. So you find out anywhere in this line, we are given. Okay, let me go on to our question now that I have highlighted this. Let's find our, because before I explain even other things which are not part of the question. So I can say using y is equals to mx plus c, I can say using this point, these points, they simply say 3 is x, 0 is y. So 0 is equal to our gradient minus 1 by x, 3 plus c. So our c is going to be 0 is equals to minus 3 plus c. So our c is equals to a 3. Okay, then we are done with that. Then we know our m. We said our m is equals to minus 1. So we can write the equation y is equals to minus x plus a 3. We are done. Okay, let's move on. We are given this question that the solutions of a quadratic equation are x is equals to minus 1 and x is equals to 3. Okay, so basically these are roots. What it means, these are roots. Okay, from a quadratic equation. Okay, so the factors that we can use for this equation, we can say the factors are going to be x, because we have minus there, so it's going to be x plus 1, and we also have x minus 3 there. These are the factors that we have. Okay, so to find the quadratic equation in the form that has been asked, we can simply multiply x plus 1 by x minus 3 there, and we multiply. So I can have x multiplying x minus 3 plus 1, x minus 3 there. This is going to give me, we can say this is equal to 0, equal to 0. This is going to give me x squared minus 3x plus x, 1x, then minus 3 there is equal to 0. So I have x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal to a 0. So I have written in that form that they have asked me, this form there. Okay, so if they were going to ask me, the value of A is 1, the value of B is minus 2, the value of C is 3 there. Okay, let's go on to the question number 25. Okay, so question number 25 is asking us to find the area of that triangle. Okay, so before I even use, okay, fine, yes, because we have what we call A. So I can have this as A and this as B and this as C. So this will be my angle C there. So we have a formula that we say half AB sine C there, okay, or sine theta. So if I say theta here, this means this is also a theta there. It's one and the same thing. So when I do that, I can calculate my area of the triangle as half. A is 10 times B, 6 times sine 30 degrees there. Okay, we know our sine 30 degrees is 0.5 there. So I'll have here a 2 can go into 10, 5 times 6, that's a 30. So I have 30 times 0.5. So we get a 15 centimeter squared. Okay, that's how we calculate. Then they are now saying calculate the length of YZ, leaving the answer in said form. Okay, YZ, then YZ, let's go to YZ. So we want this side. So basically here we can use the cosine rule. Okay, the cosine rule, it says that, remember I said this is my C, this is my 1. So I can say this is big C, this is big B, this is big A, because people are used to A, B, and C. So we can say C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C. This is the one that we are going to be using. So our C squared is our YZ. Okay. So we can say now, let me come here and write it. We can now say YZ squared is equal to 10 squared plus 6 squared minus 2 times 10 times 6, then times cos 30 degrees. Okay, so this is going to be like 136 here minus 120. Our cos 30 degrees is 0.87. So times here 0.87 there. So I'll get here 136 minus 104.4. I will get 31. So my YZ is going to be square root of this 31.6 here. So they said leave the answer in said form, so we can just say square root of 31.6 like that. That's the final answer there. Okay, let's move on to the next question. I think this is the last question, or second from last. Okay, we have this diagram. We have a speed time graph. Okay, so our speed time graph is saying that the diagram is a speed time graph of an object which decelerates uniformly from a speed of 50 meters per second to 30, then in 20 seconds, then further decelerates for that 10 seconds later on to rest. Find the speed at t is equals to 5. So you find out our 5t is equals to 5 is somewhere here. So if I'm to draw there, the speed is going to be, I'm just doing interpolation then going up. So we are basically here. So the speed of that one, you find out at the first point here. At this first point, I've got 0 and 50. At the second point, I've got 5 and V. Okay, so I can find my speed as, I'm just going to use gradient. Gradient is equals to changing y over changing x. So it's just changing y over changing x. Someone can say y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2 is one and the same thing. Okay, so our values are going to be for our y1. So we'll have here, we've got a 30. So y1 there is going to be, for our y, we are moving from, speed of 30 there. Okay, fine. So our speed is going to be, because it's going to be the same here, because if I take at this point, it's the same throughout to that point. Okay, that's why we can even use this point here, which is this one is going to be 20 and 0. Okay, so let's use that point there. So when I use that point, I can have my change in y is 30 minus 50. Okay, 30 minus 50, this is a 30 here and 50 there. Okay, then for my y, it's going to be, for my x is going to be a 20 and a 0 there, like that. Okay, so let's use those values there. So I'll get all over here 20 minus a 0. This is going to give me minus 20 over 20. So my speed is minus 1 meters, 1 meter there. Okay, so when I have minus 1 there, this is the gradient. Okay, now going to the points that I had, which I had said v, the points that I had said v there, these ones, v, 5v and 0.50 there. You find out I can now calculate my speed as, I'm also using gradient, so I'm now going to have v minus 50 over 5 minus 0 there. I'll get minus 1 because it's the same gradient throughout. So this is going to give me v minus 50 over 5 is equals to minus 1. So I can multiply and have v minus 50 is equals to minus 5 then. So this can go there. So v is equals to 45 there. This is a 45 meters per second. Okay, so this is the speed that we have at 0.5 seconds. So our speed is going to be equal to 45 meters per second. Then the second part of the question is now asking us to find the acceleration. So we do the same. Acceleration is going to be equal to, for the next, during the last 10 seconds, okay, last 10 seconds. So last 10 seconds, these are the last 10 seconds there. So we use this point and also this point. So this point is, let me rub off this part here. Okay, this point here is, this is a 20 and a 30 there, and here we have got a 30 and a 0. Okay, so you find out our gradient there is going to be, to get our acceleration, we are going to say acceleration is basically the gradient y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So this is going to be 30 minus 0 over 20 minus 30 there, and we will get a 30 over a minus 10. So it's going to be minus 3 meters per second squared, like that. It's going to be meter squared. Okay, so that's that part there. Now let's go to the last question. It's now saying the distance traveled during the 30 seconds. So basically, when we are dealing with the distance traveled in the 30 seconds, it's basically the area under the graph. Because you find out distance time graph, speed time graph, the area that is under the graph will give you the distance. Okay, so basically that's how we get our distance. So let's find the distance. We find out we have got, if I want, I can say I've got this triangle here and this rectangle and this other triangle. So I can say A, B, and C. So area for A is going to be equal to half base, half times 20 times height, which is 30 to 50, that's a 20. We get 10 here by 20, we get 200. Then for B, it's going to be equal to 20 by 30. Okay, so this is going to give me a 600. This one, 20 times 30, we get a 600 here. Then for C, it's going to be half base times height base, 20 to 30, 10 times height, 30 there. So this is going to be like 5 times 30, I get 5 times 30, I get 150. Okay, so the total area is going to be equal to 150 plus 600 plus 200. You find out I'll get a 950. So the distance that is going to be traveled there is a 950 meters. So this is 950 meters there. Okay. Now we are on the last question, number 27. Okay. So they are saying calculate the perimeter of the cross-sectional. Okay. So perimeter then. Okay. So perimeter, we can say perimeter is equal to I have 0.5 here, 0.4, then plus, okay, a 1 here, plus a 2.2 here, plus a 1 there, then plus a 0.4 there. Then lastly, this thing here, that's the one that we want. So for that one, you find out it's pi r, okay, that one, okay. And our r is half of 1.4 there, which is 0.7, okay. So let's add. If we add for this, we get 5. Then we say plus pi r there. This is equals to 5 plus pi is 22/7 times r with said half of, that's 1.4 over 2 there. Okay, let's simplify. So if I simplify this, I get 22, 2 here, 11, and I'll get 7 there, 0.7 there. Okay, so I have got 5 plus 11 times 0.7 there. So I'll get 7.2 centimeter. That's my perimeter, 7.2 centimeter. Okay, let's do the next part of the question. They are saying that find the area of the cross section. Okay, so the area of the cross section, you find out we have a, I'm going to draw here in blue, we have got a rectangle there, and we also have a half or semicircle there, Okay, so I can calculate and say area of the cross section is going to be area of a rectangle minus area of semicircle there. Okay, so for the rectangle, my length and my width is 1 times 2.2. Yes, I have 1 times 2.2. Then here I've got minus half of pi r squared. So here I get 2.2 here minus half pi 22/7. R is 0.7 times 0.7 there. So I'll get here a 22.2 minus at this other side 2 here, 11. Okay, 7 here, 0, 1, 0. Okay, here 1 there. So I'll get here 0.77 there. Okay, fine. So my area at the end of the day is going to be equal to, if I subtract there, I'll get my area is 1.43 centimeter squared. Okay. Then the volume used to make the drinking trough. The volume, you find out, we can say volume is equal to area times height or length. Our area 1.43, our height we were given there is 3 meter long there. Okay, so we can simply say 1.43 times 3, and we get our volume as 4.29 m cubed. Okay, I was using centimeter, it's m only there on the previous answer there. I was using centimeters. It's m, not meters here. It's m, not centimeters there. Please correct that. Okay, so let's see. Oh, that was the last part of our question. Okay, thank you guys for going through this far. Otherwise, I hope this has been helpful. Please remember to share with your colleagues, your family, your relatives, your children, and also remember to subscribe on Mobilemaths. Okay, see you, Mobilemaths. Please don't forget.